Alrighty, so back again. 28mm RPG. Rick here. Of course, we have up at the top corner Spencer. Say hello, Spencer.
Hey.
And we have above me here is Josh. Of course, you guys probably see it opposite. And right beside me here is Gordo. I can almost touch him.
It's so close.
So close. But yet so far. We are so far away from each other. Very far. And just to put it up there, we have a timer. So we are going to see where we get to within this this time session. I don't want to go too far, otherwise, you know, I'm going to lose sleep, and you don't want that.
He turns into a grizzly bear.
Yeah,
fresh out of hibernation.
He'll show up to work going, "Arr!" Yeah.
He'll have 2 cans of Coke with him.
That's right.
Instead of 1.
No, today I am drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. That's the white can. It means it's not evil, it's good.
Evil.
And if we can recall from our last session, we have Spencer's playing Merlin. Merlin? Is it Merlin or Marilyn?
It's Merlin.
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 I'm not a magician.
Merlin,
Magician enough.
the somewhat vampire-ish last remaining human on this realm, with your excited family in the background. We also have Josh is playing November, an elf. Is a mystical elf, we should say. And of course, we have Gordo playing Magnus, who is a mysterious dwarf. So, and Merlin is a actual fast, what we call a nocturnal. Not the hybrid vampire, but you know, he's up there in the we would call the blade kind of you know,
the Daywalker.
Yeah, the Daywalker. Yeah, exactly. So
all their strengths, none of their weaknesses.
Our last session, we had a session. Basically, I'll give a kind of a quick rundown. Merlin was entrapped inside a sarcophagus for 200 years. Woke up with a bunch of people opening up his sarcophagus, and these people included the very being Gregory, the gnome, who betrayed him into going into the sarcophagus in the first place. Gregory, of course, is you know, an extra 200 years old from when you last seen him, and you actually spared him, which was amazing, because I thought for certain you would have killed him, but you, being the gracious Merlin.
We'll see what happens and see if he tries anything tricky again.
You never know. You never know. It was a little bit of a battle in the tombs that you were in. It was you fought a couple of a flock of wraiths. That was what you encountered in there, and a couple of undead known as Draugr, and that was pretty much it. And then when you came forth from underneath the crypts themselves, you came out into a vast area where you see the city sprawled out, the ruined human city, name long forgotten. And there was a large gathering of cultists, these men wearing the amber robes, and they were all chanting towards the sky. And There was an eruption that happened on the other side of what you saw from the horizon, and you seen what looked to be like tentacles spreading out towards the lone satellite moon of your planet, being gripped and suddenly pulled forth towards the world. And then the tentacles were like clawing and tearing apart the moon as it was approaching closer and closer to your world. And that's where we left off in our last session. So Grigory kind of looks in bewilderment. I would have never thought they would have done such a thing. I suspect we will be encountering earthquakes soon enough, Master.
I don't know, Grieger. I've been betrayed by you, so we'll see.
Like I say, Master, I am so sorry. They had my family. They were going to kill them. And then they said that they would spare my family if I had captured you. But they betrayed me as well. But alas, you are still alive. You are the last of the humans.
Then let's get our payback and deal with this problem that we have.
Well, I can tell you this. The humans are no longer human no more. They have been changed. They have decided to become corrupted by the very essence of this world. It's strange. That same thing has happened with some of the dwarves. Those that have gone underground very, very deep have encountered the black blood of the earth. And they drank from it, and they became the horrid Darrow.
And when he says that, I spit on the ground and utter a curse.
I think in the same way as you do.
So, we have a map, he says. The map, which was remended by one of these wonderful magical things you have. And I actually had a fly on my sorry.
It got mended with the fly.
We have a map. It will take us to across the lands to where we need to go. However, I think we need to converse with the elves, find out much more about these locations. This is obviously of elvish glyphs on here, but I do not understand it. It is a very ancient text.
Where are the elves hiding?
He looks over at the elf next to you, November.
They would be
They are to the north.
to the north.
Then it's the north that we need to go. We need to discover what's on this map.
So, Gregory, you said we can expect to have earthquakes. How soon will that be, and where should we be? We should get to higher ground, someplace where we're not going to be swallowed up by the earth.
By my calculations, it would be mere days. What we are seeing is far, far away from us. But obviously, we could see it, but it is so far away from us that this is going to be occurring soon. If we head towards the fortress of the elves, which is on the Lake Endrail, it is a place that we could possibly get respite, hopefully.
I do know of a place there where we can possibly rest for a time. There's a place I used to work at that will give us a safe haven.
So we head towards the elves.
Yeah.
He looks down below. He sees, the many worshippers of whatever is going on down there, all ululating and shouting towards the sky, cheering on in gracious ecstasy on the horrors that they have evoked on this world.
You see, my battle axe crackles with green energy again, and I kind of tense up, and my eyes, which have been bright green, turn gray. And oh my goodness! Oh, that foul person managed to take over again. My apologies.
Oh no.
I
He's doing this again.
I will. This is obviously a foul ritual. I will intone a special binding curse of my gods on this group of worshippers. Perhaps it will slow them down slightly.
Ho. We alert them to where we're at. We're in a whole load of trouble. That's a lot of them down there. I count maybe 300-400 of them.
No, they won't be the wiser. I will simply put a curse in place. They wouldn't dare pass my runes. I shall do it now. I begin chipping away at the rock and making a bunch of runes there and intoning some prayers to my gods. Yes, that should contain them for now.
I look over at Grieger. Who is this guy?
I'm confused. Sometimes he's this guy, sometimes he's another guy. I don't know. It's something to do with some sort of curse or something.
Yes, ever since I've had this axe, I have a bit of trouble keeping in control of things, but I'm in control now, and I will prevent my my opponent from returning. Fear not.
Yeah, an opponent. You're being circumvented with some sort of opponent, your enemy or something. This is so strange.
It's a long story. Perhaps I will tell it on the road.
Okay.
But fear not. I am firmly in control of my faculties. You have nothing to fear.
For the moment.
I'm with this guy.
Oh, come on. I'm perfectly harmless myself.
I know relations between our peoples have been strained, dear friend Elf, but fear not. I am a stalwart ally and will protect you from all dangers. And I try to lift my battle axe, and my arm is doing this as I'm trying to lift it above my head.
Oh my goodness. Well, we remember to get the other guy to show up whenever we need to go to battle. I think he was a little bit more stronger.
But he is rash and without morals. You don't wish him to come. Trust me.
Oh.
I'll protect you. No worries.
Just when I thought I
Grandpa,
felt safe.
sure thing.
Well,
Just
Elf,
when I thought I felt safe.
Elf, you know where to go. Take us along to your homeland, I guess.
Okay. And I will lead them north to the floors of Andril and the city Anathor. Hopefully you guys are up for a long hike. It's quite a ways away. And hopefully you don't mind getting a little bit colder.
It shouldn't be that bad, I don't think. I've had worse. Let's go, guys. Everybody starts moving along, heading, following November towards the distant north. you end up coming out of the town proper. It is basically dilapidated, mostly abandoned buildings here. The only thing that you see around in the vicinity is, the occasional canine which growls at you and goes off into the darkness. Just a couple of roving bands of rats and things like that. But soon enough, you come out of the countryside, out into the countryside, which is, a vast field of plains, row upon row of ruined fields, which have been overgrown and no longer producing any form of wheat or vegetation that's viable to any creature wanting to consume it. This has been like 200 years of neglect which has been wrought on these farmlands, and it shows. But further on, you guys head on towards the north, and ahead is a massive looking forest, and above it, large storm clouds that you can see over top. These would be inferring possible snowfall.
Ah, good. The looks like the land of my ancestors. Yes, tall mountains. I feel at ease now.
Well, these look more like hills to me. I think the mountains are over towards the east further, but we are getting closer.
It's okay. It's not flat land. I feel at ease. We are more in my familiar terrain now.
I mean, to a dwarf, a hill would be a mountain, so I can see how it could be confused.
Soon enough,
I take your jab, sir, in good humor.
soon enough, night is starting to fall. You end up taking refuge in a small wooded lot area where you can huddle down and pull out the backpacks and relax yourselves and create a bit of a fire if you wish.
Yeah, I will definitely get a fire going.
And thus no problem getting that going. And
I think Magnus will. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the surrounding area, try to see how I can maybe build in some fortifications or kind of dig us in a little bit to make us more defensible in the area we've selected.
By the looks of it, you could probably, kick up some brambles up along the sides and create a little bit of a barricade. But, nothing more than that, basically, unless you want to go ahead and situate yourself down for an extended stay, if you wish.
Now, temporary fortifications, and I'll see if I can help select the site so it's in the most defensible location.
Yep. Done.
Looks pretty good to me. I
And-
see everything.
Yeah, and basically Grigory shows up with a couple of captured rabbits and prepares them for eating, skins them and everything, and gets them going. Starts cooking them over the fire. We will eat good tonight. And he portions them off to everybody, so everybody gets to eat some rabbit if they wish to do so.
Now, Merlin, after such a long stay in the catacombs, what are your appetites these days? Do you still find such food appealing?
Food I can eat. I have a very nutritious diet. I can eat like a human being. But if I decide to drink blood, that's when it frenzies and takes over my body. And you don't want to be around when that happens.
That's why we still have Grigory.
No, indeed. I just want to make clear that dwarf skin is very tough. And yes, not much blood, and it's I'm assured it's a foul-tasting concoction. Just keep that in mind. I'd rather not be fed upon.
Just stay on my good side, good sir, and nothing else will happen.
Master, if you are hungry, you can feed from me. Here, I give myself to you. I owe you everything.
I just might take you up on that offer.
Ah, yes. Well, that makes me a bit uncomfortable. I will go over here and leave you to it.
In the end, pretty much you guys settle down for the night. The entire night goes past, uneventful, and morning comes, and off into the horizon you start hearing the distant rumbles starting to sound rather disturbing, kind of almost like boulders hitting the ground. That kind of a noise. Not like thunder that you would expect, but this is definitely coming from the side of which you've seen the tentacles reach out from the moon, from that direction.
I place my head against the ground and stand up and say,
Yes, the Grant is greatly troubled today. I fear that that things will get much, much worse. We should keep on the move.
Let's make haste.
I agree.
I got some payback to
So
administer.
further into the woods you head on, and you notice that the snowfall around here is a little bit deeper, and it becomes evident that you see multiple trails of where you see footprints and also hoof prints embedded in the ground on occasion here. Like there's been a recent flock of movement that came through here. Some of the trails look a little strange too. Some of them look like they kind of smear across onto the snow and move the snow, kind of plowing it to the side. It's a very kind of a strange kind of a trail. But others, like I say, are just like, the occasional giant cloven hoof, as well as the padded kind of footwear that maybe a man would or a human would wear, that sort of thing. Like many of them been coming through. Possibly a small army.
Friend Elf, I am the expert in stone and soil, but clearly the ground has been disturbed. Do you recognize whatever made these tracks? Certainly some fell influence.
Probably some sort of ice serpent, which you would want to be aware of. The rest is just like a reindeer and that food, and probably looks like probably either people hunting or following their movement. We should be fine as long as the snow doesn't get any deeper, but be careful, otherwise we could be the one that could be coming to dinner.
I'm gonna scout ahead.
Okay.
Kind of in and out anyway, and they really won't really see me coming.
So you end up moving ahead, scouting, and you notice there's a convergence of several trails of these packs of either humans or something, converging together. All of a sudden, you see many of them have converged together into a large kind of sloth a trail going through the bushes here on kind of like it does look like this used to be some sort of an old road, And as you're looking, you can see that the ground has been churned up fairly heavily as you continue on this path. You don't notice any other creatures around. You do occasionally find the occasional wildlife that has been decapitated and dismembered and hewn from bone of their flesh. And it looks like it's been done with fairly nasty weapons, swords, possibly axes, that sort of stuff. That's what you're getting from what you can see of what's left here. You find the occasional fire pit as well, and you can see within the fire pit itself the remains of possibly something human in there as well. The skeletal remains of some sort of arm in there that's...
November, I assume, is not your people. Although I don't know much about elves, I don't think this sort of brutality and preying upon other humanoids is typically your people's way. Am I wrong in that sense?
Not usually. So they can get a little bit weird as they get farther north, but those are more likely to be some sort of possibly goblinoid or some
sort of phase around to beside Magnus. Why? Are you getting a little uptight there, buddy?
Are you
scared?
Are you...
Don't do that. Do not surprise a dwarf in such a way that I might inadvertently react in a violent fashion.
his heart might give out. Be careful.
I wanna see.
Are you saying that those snow elves up north, they could be cannibals?
Well, if I were to eat you, I wouldn't be a cannibal because you're not an elf.
Oh, okay.
So... you wouldn't be much of more than a snack anyway, so you don't have to worry too much.
Are you getting a little scared there, Grigor?
No, I just don't know much
sense of adventure, Grigor.
I don't know much about these elves. They're weird. They're tall. They're weird. They live a lot longer than I do, and that just weirds me out. That's all I can say.
I don't know how that could work, man. You're up to 200 years, just like me.
Like we won't use you for a pinata or anything.
Soon enough, the day starts to go on as you continue on your path. You're kind of estimating that that your land should be coming up over the rise, November, when you can smell in the air smoke, and it's definitely tainted with something else in that smoke.
Oh, this isn't good. It looks like something's burning up ahead. I'm going to pull up my bow and run on ahead and see what is going on.
You head on up, but you notice you basically start to pass where Merlin is. Merlin is obviously up ahead, doing a bit of scouting as well. And you pass him basically, and coming over the rise, you can just see kind of like a glowing in the air hanging above. You see that from the mild little crystals of the snowfall that could possibly be coming up on the horizon, you can see that there is like a glow back from some sort of, you can see kind of maybe flames or something, which may be occurring over the horizon.
I'm running for all I'm worth behind him.
No, don't wait for me. I'll catch up.
I just keep running.
And little stocky Grigory is behind you as well, Magnus. I'm coming too. I'm coming. I'm breathing hard too. You guys run too fast. Up
Keep
ahead,
up or we'll leave you behind.
you elf, you see with your keen eyes and senses. You can see just the very tops of the towers of the spires that you know as the kind of like the higher upper echelon area of your of the city up ahead. And you know that it kind of what you are approaching here is a rise and then a fall into the ground where there is a river, and the river is being separates basically your approach to the city, which is coming up ahead. There is a great bridge which crosses this river that you know of, which has a great gate in the front of it, as well as multiple walls further on past the bridge, which kind of encompass the kind of like the low lying areas of your city. However, what you're seeing before you reach what you can see of the bridge, you see a massive army composing itself and breaking ranks, moving around, kind of doing tactical maneuvers and thrusting themselves over towards the reaches of the bridge, trying to overtake the fortress itself. The mass of creatures that are in front of you, you see, are basically large minotaurs, some sort of giant kind of slug-like creatures that loom up into the air. These things are like 70 feet in the air and lumbering around and bashing their bodies into the sides of the walls before the bridge. And there's a flurry of fire arrows being flung towards the walls itself. And you can see all kinds of matter of different things: cultists, Draugr, the undead themselves, Darrow, and all kinds of things, you know, in their ranks, going up against the wall barricaded by the elven defenders.
Oh, look what we got here, November.
Going to see if I can see if there's anyone in command of the enemy army. Anyone that's seems like they're separate or being...
The mass of them, yeah, it's quite a confusing array of different creatures. You're kind of trying to pinpoint things. You see that there's like a couple of large minotaurs, you know, roaring, you know, with their axes in the air and calling upon the masses to go ahead and, you know, go forth, and they're just rallying their troops together to go ahead and take on the wall. You can see that there's some siege equipment being, you know, brought up, some ladders and such, and they're being taken up over towards the first gate in front of the bridge, and they start amassing on top of there and start climbing the walls and starting to take it.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to kind of scoot around them and see if I can slip into the town from like a smaller, like a sewer or something. And my first concern is the people that I left behind in the city.
In order for you to actually approach the city itself, it is past the river. And you know that there is a gorge which this river has dug through its many, many, many years. And this bridge basically crosses it, but your path is impeded as far as trying to approach it from here. You'll definitely be seen by any of the, you know, the evildoers in their ranks.
Okay. In that case, I'll see if I can find any cultists or anyone that's kind of separated, or find a way to separate them, so I can perhaps find some disguises for us to sneak in.
Somewhat lingering behind.
Yeah, some robes or armor or
Okay.
something that we can use to hide our features.
Alrighty.
As we come into the sight of the city, there's a bolt of green energy. My eyes turn green again, and I accelerate, almost double my speed to try to catch up to the others.
Okay, Gregory is falling behind, but he's trying to keep in pace. And yeah, you come upon the scene of what I've described. Basically, a massive army throwing themselves against the walls of this, walled, basically kind of towers just before what looks to be a gorge and a bridge which goes across into a large city.
Welcome to the battle, Magnus.
Yeah, thanks. I feel much better now. So what's the plan? Frontal assault? We could take him.
You're joking. You must be mad. And you hear this.
I'm always mad, but yes, they haven't seen a dwarf in action.
And
I
I would agree that he is mad. You hear this voice come from behind over by the woods.
Gregor, is that you? Where is Gregor?
It's not me. It's not me. You see this?
Oh, there you are.
You see this tall elf come out from the woods. He says, "My name is Saratel. I'm the wood warden around here. What brings you to this scene of horrors?"
I saw you around that corner earlier. I was wondering when you were going to show up.
I see you travel with November.
That is true.
He says, "There are other ways in order to make an approach on this rabble. I would not bother. We need to stay clear. It's obviously going to be our demise if we approach and do an attack. There's like thousands of them. Did you want me to take you to the town?"
Yes. Yeah. Greetings. Take us there. I must see the Lady Aquila and make sure she is all right. That is my first duty.
Says these creatures have been trying to take the town in the last few hours. They have recently converged here not too long ago. So I assume our ranks should be able to stand fast against them for the meantime. Come this way. He goes ahead and trundles down the slopes and heads on towards where the edge of the cliffs are, next to the where you can see way down below a gorge, and you can see the river down below. We are going to have to go ahead and travel a little further south in order to get to a more viable spot, to a little bit more flatter land.
We'll get us into the city. Time is of the essence.
He says, "Come this way," and he goes ahead and takes you down further. About an hour worth of walking. You end up coming towards where there's a little bit of a like a smaller incline into the river itself. And basically he looks around, goes ahead and moves a couple of pieces of I should say moss, away from the stream bed, and pulls forth like a boat out from hiding. And he says, looks you over. It should be able to take all of us. Come. He goes ahead and hands an oar to the human Merlin. Passes you an oar.
Oh,
You know how to use this?
200 years ago? Oh, I think I know a thing or two.
You know how to swim.
I walk on water.
Let's go. He goes ahead and prepares the boat for everybody, holds on to it. Get on in. Let's go.
Now is this boat? Dwarves aren't much for water. I sink like a stone. Unfortunately, is this this is a stable, I assume, and you know what you're doing?
Stable enough, and you'll make a good anchor.
We can tie you to the side.
Just don't rock the boat, Magnus.
I gingerly step kind of into the center and, seat myself, holding on to both sides for dear life.
As he does that, I'll just kind of rock the boat a little bit and pretend like I'm gonna fall over.
Hey! Enough of that.
Yeah, I agree. This is insanity. I'm not too sure about this.
Okay. Enjoy feeding the monsters then.
Oh, okay. I'll get in. Grigory goes ahead and gets himself in, and he clutches himself kind of to himself, and he's like, not too sure about this himself.
Don't worry, Grigor. I'll catch you.
The elf goes ahead and starts pushing the boat out into the water, and gets on in. You feel the boat kind of rock as he gets in, and of course, he gets in with the paddle and starts stroking away, looking over at the Merlin there, see whether or not he's following suit.
Oh yeah.
Come on,
I'll
human.
follow suit.
Use your arms.
And I'll keep an eye out to see if anyone's watching or if anything's gonna try to
We
ambush
will
us.
work our way over.
So the vastness of this river is quite wide, but you manage to get across. It is fairly calm looking, although you kind of look down into its depths, and you do not see any bottom. And slowly the boat ends up making its way across the lake, the wide river at this point. And you reach the other side, and the elf pulls the boat up onto the shoreline and then stabilizes it for everybody to get out.
I climb out of the boat and immediately drop down and kiss the rock on the side of the river.
I told you we would make it. So come this way. He kind of beckons you onwards.
What's that so hard, Grigor?
No, I want to go. I want to stay here. He's like, he's kind of whimpering away. I guess we'll go. We'll go, master, I guess. He follows suit, gets in behind everybody. Sertel ends up taking you up a slope a little bit further into some woods, and soon enough it perks out into a clearing of which you can see what you can see of this side of the city. It's kind of an approach to a cliffside. He says, well, if you're apt to it, we could climb, but I do know of possibly a certain way that we can get through, although it hasn't been used in some time.
Well, I may be up for climbing, but little ones probably not so much. We should probably take the other route, as much as speed is of the essence.
Speak for yourself, sir. I climb frequently. Now that we are back in the land of rock, I can climb quite efficiently.
That'll be ma'am to you.
What?
Now,
Yeah.
children.
Who are you calling it children there? Mr. Mosquito?
I'm ancient to you guys.
I'm older than you are.
I'm sure you are.
Well, Saratel perks up and says, well, we can climb, but it is treacherous. Even I wouldn't want to dare ascending there. However, there is a way, an old way to get in, and of course it involves us getting through a little bit of a ruin.
Wouldn't be the first time. Merlin here likes ruins, don't you, Merlin?
Oh, yes.
You're right at home in them.
I am indeed.
Shall we go dungeon diving?
Let's do it.
Don't worry, Merlin. If you get entombed, we'll come back for you in 100 or 200 years again.
Will you be around that long, there, Magnus?
You'd be
Oh,
surprised.
the dwarves are long lived, hale and hearty into our advanced years.
Let's see you try to raise that axe there again, huh?
I do. I raise it up, rock solid, swing it around. I mean, I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
You're talking to the wrong one, November.
Dwarf is a dwarf. I just pat him on the head and walk off.
Better watch it, Elf. You'll lose a hand.
Gotta catch me first.
Saratel just shakes his head. He says, well, if either way, underground is not my first choice, but, dying on the side of a cliff, falling manner is not favorable to me either.
Well, the fall won't kill you. The ground, the sudden stop might. But,
I'm happy either way. Sheer rock wall or underground, both sound amazing.
we should probably go the other way and check it out, because we to make sure the enemy hasn't found it or found some way to get in there. That could prove to be a problem.
Okay.
As I'm
And
just standing here, watching everyone bicker. I'm just, either which way we go, man. Either which way we go.
To the
Well,
we should
ruins,
hurry.
then.
Yeah.
Ha! We shall brave the underground. It will be glorious. Songs will be told. We sung and stories told.
as you say that, you hear the sound of wolves in behind you kind of rear up in their howls.
We have company.
It does not sound good. Let's go. Let's make haste. Sertel kind of beckons you all to come, follow him.
I send Grieger.
What?
I'll take up the rear.
What, master? What do you wish?
Go find out how far that noise is from here.
Yes, master. I will go check. And in the meantime, Sertel is continuing on down through some bushes and heading off into a direction.
I trot along behind as I ready my hand or my crank crossbow. I put a bolt in and crank up the tension on it so it's ready to go.
Okay. And Merlin?
I got my daggers ready.
Following behind?
Yep.
Okay. November?
I'll take up the rear, kind of watch behind and make sure nothing's going to come up behind us.
You basically see Grigory disappear into the bush to check things out. And and then just basically disappears. And the rest of you continue on down the trail, when suddenly, November, you see Gregory running through the forest, coming towards you in a rapid pace. He's like,
I'll,
run, run! He's coming towards you, and you
Well,
hear snarling and snapping behind him.
knock an arrow, and as soon as I see something coming, I will shoot it.
As soon as he bursts like coming towards you, you do notice you see a pair of glowing eyes behind him that you can take a shot at. Go ahead and make your roll. It is it's going to be a difficult task difficulty 4, so you need a 12 or higher.
Okay, I got a 12.
That's good. That hits.
Okay.
You do how much damage with that?
It's just a light weapon, so it just
Light
does
weapon,
2 damage.
two damage. Okay.
Yeah.
The arrow strikes the creature, but the creature goes ahead and does a strike towards Gregory. Roll for Gregory's defense. He will need to roll a 12 or higher, please.
Okay, for
Yep, if you wish. He tumbles out of the way like an expertise. He like does a twist, twirl. The wolf, in its wounded state, kind of snaps but misses, goes thudding into a tree. And he scuttles himself over top of the wolf and makes his way down towards you. Thank you, whoever did that. He's moving. He's just booging away, getting closer and closer to you. There's a second one on his heels.
If I see this going on behind, I will go ahead and jump up on a rock, spin around in midair, and take a shot, and then land on my feet and keep running the direction I'm going.
Using your crossbow.
Crossbow.
Okay.
Crossbow. Yep.
Go ahead. Once again, a difficulty 4, so it'd be a 12, unless you use effort.
Yeah, this is fairly dire, so I will exert myself to try to line it up.
Brings it down to 9 or higher. Make sure you add that effort roll to. You remember how to add effort on the modifier, right next to the modifier. Yeah. Just put a 1 in that 0 for the effort, and it should automatically do it for you.
Okay, so this is under my axes skill on the character sheet, right?
So when if you see down on the bottom where you got modifier, effort, assets, and use edge, it's right on the interface, like not on your character sheet. It's on the actual just above your one quick slot.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Just type in a 1 in effort, and that will and put your next roll into an effort mode. And then roll your through your actions. Should be your weapon there, the crank crossbow, the little sword icon.
I can't seem to modify the things at the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry about this.
Oh, you can't? Let's see if
click on it and type 1 and see if it'll do it.
Yeah, click and type 1. Click on the 0, type 1.
Okay, it went this time. All right, got it.
Okay.
There we go.
Sorry.
It's all good.
All good.
Wow. You
have your XP. You could go ahead and re-roll it if you really want to.
Sure, why not? No, I'm gonna save it. So
I look over at Magnus. I'm like, great job. We're really safe with you, my friend.
So I catch my toe as I launch myself into the air, and the arrow kind of does whatever. But I'll take the GM intrusion.
Take the GM intrusion. Just then, 2 more wolves also dive into the fray as well. So right now, you have 1 wounded wolf another one that is coming upon Grigory, and 2 more that have appeared all of a sudden through GM intrusion and are also on the attack as well.
I look over at Grieger as he's running and say, "You found them, Grieger. Good job." And I start running towards the wolves with my daggers.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'm going to, when he gets close enough, I'm going to use a distortion on Grigor. It gives him an asset on speed defense rolls
Awesome. Okay.
for 1 minute.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll your attacks there, Merlin.
Oh, I don't think if I'm using it right.
If you want to use effort, once again, you just go ahead and force it.
Let's see here.
It'll be a difficulty. Right now, it's a difficulty 4, which is a 12 or higher to hit. If you use effort, it'll be a 12 or higher.
Okay,
It'll be a 9 or higher, I should say. What's that?
I use 1 effort,
Okay.
and I am going to go with my...
And that is a miss on that.
I'm
It
gonna take
is-
a second swing as I miss with 1, and then I try and do another stroke back.
Okay, this one will be a difficulty. It'll be higher difficulty because of that. So you are looking at a difficulty 5. You need a 15 or higher.
15 or higher?
Yeah.
And I just hit the sword, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is a miss. Now it is November. You may decide on what you do.
I'm going
I fooled
to,
that wolf.
if I can do a couple things, I'm going to try to use ice armor on myself.
Okay.
And are they still a fair ways away? Or is everyone
From
close
you,
enough that
you've got some distance.
Okay, so in that case, I'll just attack with a bow again on the wounded one.
Okay. And that is sails across and misses. So in the meantime, yeah, Merlin, you're flailing away, clashing against the wolf. Grigory.
I'm gonna get you.
Saratel goes ahead and fires an arrow into the vicinity. Somebody can roll for him. They wish.
Better.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
Oh, you give him all the good rolls. This guy's gonna save us all.
Unlikely. And Grigory, go ahead and roll for him as well, please.
Do you want to, Spencer?
Sure, I just roll a d20.
Yep. Thank you. And Grigory actually lashes out and dispatches of one of the wolves, the one that got hit by Saratel. And now, defenses, please. Magnus, you are still clear. So Marilyn has to go ahead and make a defense roll, please. It will be difficult, 12. And you actually get a minus on it. So you will end up having a challenging 15 unless you use some effort.
Okay, I'm gonna use 1 effort.
Okay.
And then I just roll the d20.
Roll
right?
the d20 on the might. So you can do a
On the
might
might?
roll. Yeah.
Okay. Might. Whatever. Oh,
You end up suffering 4 points of damage.
oof.
Let's see, what's your, let me hold off here. Let me find out what your, What's your armor? Okay, no armor, so you get 4 points of damage. I gotta write that down. I keep on forgetting to do that. So 4 points, bring you down to. And you write everything down. You are a 0. November is currently a, because you're using your armor.
1 with the
1.
yeah.
Yep. And Magnus has always been 3, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, the tank,
There,
yes,
okay.
but
Okay. And Gregory is fine for now. And Sartell is fine. All right, Magnus, go ahead and do your attack again. Then it'll be Merlin. Magnus.
Okay. All right. So I land from my botched flip in the air, and so I go ahead and say bollocks, and I grab my great axe instead and charge directly at the nearest wolf. Rah! And leap at him.
Roll. You need, once again, it's going to be difficult, 12 or higher. Do you get you get a extra bonus, don't you? I'm trying to remember since we haven't done this in a while. You've got combat prowess. So that doesn't give you anything except for the bonus
Bonus
add damage. And
Yep.
just to make sure, because we haven't played these characters in a bit, so it's got to remember everything again.
I will use effort though on the roll.
Okay.
So here I come with the great axe.
Alrighty. Wearing a 9 or higher.
Yeah, not happening tonight.
Yeah, you glance off of the fur off of this creature, and it does its kind of a defensive yelp, but no damage. And we go to Merlin. You're gonna do 2 attacks again.
Yeah, I'm gonna use instead of my. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna go daggers. I've had enough of this.
Daggers.
I'm gonna use 1 point of effort,
Okay.
and I'm gonna roll. Yeah.
Smoke. You go ahead and hit this wolf. The damage your things do here is double check here. 2. Okay. And you're going to do a second attack as well?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
Go for it. Oh, and I'm gonna if you want, you can use. I'll give you an extra effect. So because you rolled so good, go ahead and do your second attack.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
It'll be the
another,
same, a 9 or higher, please.
point of effort,
Point of effort, then it's going to be a 6 or higher.
6 or higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep rolling with the wrong dice. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
That hits. And you cleave into it. Blood goes splattering everywhere. But the wolf is still alive. But barely. It's yelping. Let's see. Go to November.
Something. Okay. Let's see. Have the wolves gotten any? Does it look like the wolves are any closer, or do I still?
It's still
fair ways
distance
away?
unless you start to close in on them. Like
Okay, I'm going to use my ability Far Step to get closer.
okay.
It's kind of a teleport.
Yep. You
And then
yep.
if I'm close enough, I'm going to hit one of the uninjured ones with a Death and Darkness. And I'll roll a D20 to see
Okay,
if
so roll for you go ahead and hit that black die next to the far step. Whenever you use an ability, just hit that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
Yeah, I
All
did.
right, cool. All right, right on.
And 19, and then I rolled for the
Awesome.
Blessing Death and Darkness, which is, I think, 3 points.
Okay. And that causes one of the wolves to start to wither up, and you suddenly see it kind of furl out with a bunch of hair, and the hair turns gray on this wolf, like entirely white almost, and you see the wolf kind of cripple itself up and go kind of hunchback suddenly, and the wolf goes and ceases to basically live right at the very moment there. It falls to the ground, basically dead, with that effect of power from the arcane. Next is Sertel, and will attack. Somebody roll a d20, please.
Yeah, just a second.
I'm going to go ahead and put in a d20 here. All right. That is a hit. And that kills the other wolf. One left. And it ends up running off. It's totally seeing that its fellow wolves have been broken asunder. And it goes ahead and starts hightailing it for its action.
Can I try to get one last attack, or
You may do so if you wish.
going to replicate?
Anybody else wish to go ahead and partake in the last attack?
I'm gonna try and shoot my bow at it as I
And
stand up off the ground.
Did the 10 hit it, or
No, you need a 12 or higher.
Okay, perfect. That's what I thought.
So I'm gonna take a shot with
here's
my bow
that,
as it takes off.
Nice. You do that. There we go.
Okay, and that is a hit. It's still barreling off into the distance. It's been wounded.
If I can catch it, like run up to it as it's running away and hit it with the axe, I will.
It's pretty. It's pretty fast. You may not be able to do so.
Okay. Speed check then, or
yeah, if you want to go ahead and force it, for sure.
Okay.
You are mine. I'm going to get
He
you.
runs with his little dwarven stumpy legs. Oh, nice! Yeah, I'm giving it to you. Yeah. Out comes the mad Magnus. Goes lunges out towards it.
All right, attacking with effort.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You basically cleave it asunder. You may describe how that happens.
Yes, leaping into the air, I spin my axe and come down and sever its head from its body and say, "Die, foul beast!" That's what happens when you mess with dwarves.
And you hear a series of more howlings off in the distance, and you hear something call out. It's almost like a human voice, but not. But it is distant.
Saratel, I suggest we make haste for this this ruin of yours before further enemies arrive.
Do you hear that in the
Onwards.
distance?
Let's go, he says. Let's move. And you guys end up heading on further down the path towards what appears to be a massive amount of large stones in front of you. these stones have been displaced over years of many, trees, roots snarled, pushing the stones asunder, displacing them kind of awkwardly. And what used to be, you might assume had been some sort of an intricate looking monolith at one time. But these, as you start heading into these stones, you notice that they are just massive rocks, like about 5 feet across, you would say, and possibly 15 feet tall. And as you are wandering around through these, rocks, you see Saratel point into a direction, into kind of where a couple of these stones have kind of, slammed into each other and intersect, kind of doing a kind of a tent-like arc where you can sneak yourself under. And you see that there is somewhat of a stair made of stones, descending down into the depths of the earth. Make haste, let's follow. Anyone have torches? No? I got some here. He goes ahead and pulls forth a torch and proceeds to light it. Has it lit. He says, let's go. Heads on into the depths, going down the stairs.
Fear not, friends. This way surely is safe. I head right behind him.
Okay.
Much happier now that we're no longer under the open sky.
Suddenly, Saratel kind of looks around and goes, takes the torch, hands it over to Grigory. Oh, thank you. What do I do with this? Swing it?
You hold it, Grieger. Lead the way.
Yes, master. He goes ahead and holds it forth, and he continues on. Saratel behind him somewhat with Magnus. As you guys start descending down this kind of like a passageway, it's about 15 feet wide. And the stones, are definitely human, size, elvish size. So they're not quite treacherous. There's a lot of roots, intertwined in between the rocks down here. And as soon the descent stops, plateaus out to an area with a kind of like a weird kind of a stoneworks of rock representing an encompassed pool that you see. And you see that there's water bubbling up from here in this pool, surrounded by stones. And it's, the water is, kind of careening over top of these stones, and kind of going along in a fashion along the floor. And you can see it kind of disappear underneath part of the wall. Like the stream itself kind of just lingers under and disappears. You notice the water is going someplace. Other than that, this large room down here appears to be a dead end.
I'll try to use my knowledge of stonework to estimate how far underwater that passage would be where the stream is going.
You're kind of looking at it, and you notice that the water where it goes along the floor isn't very deep at all. It's probably just a couple of inches, but it is definitely disappearing underneath one side of the wall. false wall of some form.
Yeah, seems to be this this barrier isn't solid. It must move. Look for a way to activate it. Perhaps we can open it. And I'll start looking around for a lever.
You
or
guys start
switch or other.
scouring around with your dwarvish senses. A rock. Press it in, and you notice that the wall kind of budges a little and stops. It's kind of like it does kind of activate, but it doesn't quite activate properly.
I don't know who you had working on these things, but this is shoddy workmanship. I push on the rock again harder.
Ancient, he says, and he's looking it over. We're gonna need some brute strength here. Looks over the gang. Looks to me like you, Magnus, Merlin, probably the strongest out of the bunch.
Take my axe and kind of wedge it underneath and try to use it as a lever to pry the barrier up.
Is your axe the weapon in that you have acknowledged as your weapon that you are attuned to?
Yes.
Okay. You wedge the weapon underneath and you start moving it. Go ahead and roll a might, please. It is going to be challenging. 5, so 15 or higher.
Okay, I'll really put my back into it and try to pry it open with some effort.
Okay, so that'll bring it down to 4, which is a 12. Anybody else doing anything? I shouldn't be asking.
Oh, you don't need to. I put my hands against the wall and I start pushing.
And you're going to add as a asset, so that brings it to just demanding. With a great heave, you just kind of barely get it up, and it starts falling back down again. It's very, very heavy.
I'll use the XP to reroll it.
Okay.
I remove my axe and acknowledge defeat.
You feel suddenly weakened for a bit here. Here, I'll help with the group, I guess. Saratal goes up against it as well. Says, give yourself a moment to rest. And you hear something outside, and it sounds like up the stairs. You're hearing the growls of wolves, and you also hear a large whoomp, whoomp. And you hear something call out, seems to be talking to the wolves out there. And you hear this boom, boom. And you almost kind of hear like to your ears, you can hear the whoomp of a stone hit the ground. You feel the whole ground around you suddenly vibrate.
Since the wall had come up partially, I'm going to see if I can climb underneath it. Being small, I'll see if I can climb underneath.
You're looking at it, you can't. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to squeeze in there.
I'm going to use effort and keep pushing on it.
I'll try to assist.
Saratal is also going to assist as well. So you have a challenging brought down to difficult with your effort, and brought down with demanding with the help of Magnus. Saratal isn't really helping much either, but we'll bring it down to a 9 anyways. Roll.
9 or higher.
9 or higher. With the you guys managed to just get the thing rolling up, and suddenly it lets loose, and you kind of got it hanging there to hold it up. But it feels like it's weighted. It's going to come back down again.
Okay, guys, make haste. I can't hold it.
If you don't notice, Grigory squeezes his way through. I'm going. It gets through. Sartell makes his way through as well.
Wait for November, and then I'll tell Merlin. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2.
I'll quickly flip in and
Okay. And then suddenly you guys let go, and the rock makes its descend back down. It's kind of a abruptly, kind of slow descent, but it falls into place with a thud.
I wasn't gonna stand around and take those guys on again.
we should probably hurry because it sounds like whatever's up there could probably move this boulder pretty easily.
Something big is up there, he says. Possibly a giant or of some form. He kind of looks around. Grigory's kind of got the torch up in the air. He sees a passageway which winds off into 2 directions, left or right.
I'll see if I can hear anything like wind or anything to see if I can determine if there's
Yeah. November, you kind of look through the beyond the darkness as far as you can see, and you see that the passage to the left of you goes into what you think there's some crypts or something in there. You're not quite sure. The other way, the other direction to the right, looks like it goes about 20 feet and then suddenly starts descending down further.
Well, we can go either to the right and it looks like there's possibly some dead people, and then to the left it goes down farther. I don't know. Which way do you guys want to try?
I'll try to get a sense using again my knowledge of stonework, get a sense which passage is heading more directly toward the city.
Well, you do notice that the water has kind of trailed along, and it is descending down towards where the stairs are, to the one way. The other way seems to be maybe closer. Like if you were to directionally kind of look at where the city is, you would think that would be the way. So that would be continuing on to the one side and into where those possible stones, crypts, something in there.
Well, it looks like the city is this way, but as we know, the dead sometimes don't suffer trespassers in their realm. Perhaps down, deeper into the earth would be the better way.
Are we going down because you like it better down there?
Well, partially, of course, down is always preferred, but it avoids the dead. That may be the wiser course.
Then I'm with you.
Might as well head down. Or
I'm not partial to down, says Sartell. He's looking up above. I feel, although the weight of the earth above me makes me rather nervous, but I'll follow.
Yes, the stone here is strong and well. There's no weakness here, no fissures, no weaknesses. Don't worry, the ceiling will hold. We're fine.
Trust your word, dwarf. And Gregory goes up. I go up ahead. I have the torch.
You go, Grieger.
It's going down. Master, it looks like there's stairs down, and then water. I'm not too sure about this. You want me to go ahead? I'll keep on going. He keeps on going off into the direction. You want me to go further, Master?
I don't know. Is it safe?
Nothing's got. Hey, there's something in the water. It looks like somebody fought down here long time ago.
Well, keep going, Grieger.
Yeah, I'm down. Can you see me? He's waving the torch. He's down at the bottom of the stairs. Master!
Fine, come check the other way.
What, you want me back up? Okay. He starts coming. He starts coming back up
and check the crypt.
Oh, comes up. Okay. What, down in there? Okay. He slowly makes an approach, kind of moves along. He's like, Master, there are some big stones in here. You can kind of see from his torchlight, the flickering of large kind of stones down here. And you're looking at them and you're suddenly realize this isn't, it's not a crypt in here. It's just some more of the like dislodged stones from this possibly being a partially buried rune from long ago. And as he's moving his torch around, you see something in the shadows kind of slinger along, is kind of glistening in a kind of weird kind of, it's got some sort of like a round bulbous skin. As you see, it kind of shifts around, kind of an elongated kind of thing that moves. And he's like,
Grieger,
there's something in here. There's more thing. I'm getting out of here, sir. Master, he comes out. It's like, I'm not going that way. There's just way too many creepy things over there.
They're just friends.
They're big giant bugs.
They just want to give you a hug. It'll be fine.
You see, I was right. Down, always down.
There's nothing down, I think, but just water.
Gregory says, but it's only like a couple inches of water. There's a bunch of dead people down there. They're kind of lying in the muck. Looks like there was like a few of them. Looked like a party down there, and they looked like they were fighting something. They didn't fare well.
I love a good party. We shall go.
Okay, let's go. Master, you want me to go this way?
I'm right behind you, Grieger.
Okay, follow. It's okay. Just watch that step there. It was a slippery one. And he keeps on going down the steps. You see him finally reach the bottom of it, and he's going pluck, pluck, pluck into the water. And you can see before him, he's kind of bending down, and he's looking at what's on the ground. And you see him kind of messing around with there's a dead body in front of him, and he kind of grabs it and shifts it, and you see kind of like the skull, dislodge from the body and roll away with a leather helmet on it.
Don't touch anything down there. Are you crazy?
That's 200 years of bad luck.
There could be gold, gems. They might have stuff.
Careful, I think I see that one moving over there.
I want to loot the bodies. He's like, he starts working away on him. The rest of you guys start making it down below, and you can see this opens up to a large kind of open area, kind of a long, elongated hallway that continues on, and you see that the floor is entirely encompassed with water. And you can see every once in a while there's like a stone or something that kind of, lifts up from the couple of inches of water on the bottom here. And you see that this area curves into an L shape. And you see some sort of glistening bronze, you think it's bronze or something, up on the wall with some sort of impressions on it. You can't tell from how far you are. It's about another 30 feet or so away. It's a fair distance, but you can just barely make it out from the torch that you see. But in front of Grigor, there's a bunch of bodies. There's about 4 of them that have look like they've got what remains of armor, weapons. They definitely look like one of them took an axe to the head. The other one has a couple of arrows stuck out of him and lying kind of askew from his companions. The other bodies, you can definitely tell that these, since you've encountered these things before, these are some Draugr that have been long dead. Their skin basically dried and taunt on their bony arms and everything, and they've been slain, but lying inanimate on the ground as well, kind of half buried into the muck itself. Now
fitting end for those of their ilk.
Now we've reached the end of our hour and a half, amazingly enough. So, we will continue on our journey in our next episode. How do you guys feel about this hour and a half time frame?
I think it's fair enough. Yeah.
Works fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get some feedback from our people out there, who are watching, and see if this is a decent format. But I do like having this little counter up here is saying when it ends, so that's a good thing. I can keep track of
with our traveler.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that'll be for our next week game of Traveler. So those watching, yeah, we will continue this, and I believe we still have another. Now I think we don't get a switch around, but I'm just gonna make sure. I haven't seen our schedules posted yet, or have you checked, Spencer? Do we have a switch in the time for Mondays? Because I know next week it's not.
I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Okay.
Yeah, next week is fine, and then he hasn't put anything for the week after.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So we have
really
we'll have to wait for our manager to go ahead and post the latest schedule on that. So until
so far
next week, Gord has his other game occurring on Mondays. So
okay.
Yeah.
So it's every second Monday that we will likely continue. So we will let everybody know what's happening, whether or not we've still got our Mondays open on that. If not, this may have to be something that we'll have to maybe do a switch over every possibly every Sunday. Because if Dave doesn't make it for next Sunday, we can continue with this instead and wait till he gets back with us, or we'll see what happens. Alrighty, and we'll continue from there. I'll keep in touch with everybody and let you know.
It looks like Saturday we're open till 8, so as of the 26th, it'll have changed over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The hours.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully, Monday's not too bad of a shift. I know I'm okay, but you guys, if you're working late, I'll I'll know, and I'll kind of go, okay, well, we'll wait until after Christmas hours then, because the way the mall changes hours at this time, it becomes a little bit difficult to
plan anything.
until we know. Alrighty, guys, thanks for coming into this. It was a interesting little session, and we got a fair bit of little combat going on, and yeah, cool. Alrighty.
Rolls were fun.
Yeah. All right. So, as we go per usual, if you do think you want to go ahead and subscribe, just do it. Just hit that button, because I would appreciate it. And don't worry, this channel is not going to be monetized. I do not want to have this as a job.
It's a great place to be. It's fun to watch. Hit that button.
Exactly. Just do it. Thanks. Take care, guys.